Oh my Lord, this week I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to begin, especially when it comes to all those things happening on a global scale. This week is going to be absolutely huge. This week is going to be absolutely massive. There is just so much going to be going on this week. I don't even know how to describe. We're entering a really important time. We are entering ridiculously important time when there's so many people about to be exposed, so many negativity, so many negative energies, the low vibration from these people and what these people were doing and what these people were up to and what these people were actually planning to do is just absolutely out of this world. Again and again and again, the main focal point is still the certain part of the world. You know, you who are following me, you know what am I talking about, and you know exactly what am I referring to. It's a certain part of the world. Everything else depends at the moment on this particular certain part of the world. Indeed, because so much has been going on, like this is absolutely becoming unbelievable. But I'm so happy and I'm so excited to tell you that things are going to start happening in such a wonderful way this week. And of course, I'm referring to the week in between the 27th of May to the 2nd of June. So it's in between the 27th of May and the 2nd of June. This is going to be the beginning of really interesting events where we're going to get a lots of little snakes, lots of little devils that are actually going to start turning against each other. They are going to start turning against one another, and this is just going to show a completely different picture. And there is just so much going to be going on in such a way that there are lots of people are going to just open their eyes this week in particular. There are lots of people that are going to open this week their eyes in particular, but also there is a certain devil, a big devil, a naughty devil, a very ridiculously low vibration devil is about to be revealed this week. And this is going to be the huge starting point. This is going to be the huge major point indeed. Do you know what they say? You know what I say. Once you fell into the rabbit hole, you're never, ever gonna get out of it again. In fact, the rabbit hole is gonna get longer and longer, more interesting and more interesting. And there is never, ever way back. What is going to happen this week is that a lot of people are going to fall through this rabbit hole. And once you fell through this rabbit hole, as I just said, there is absolutely no way back. Okay, things become more interesting and more interesting and more interesting. First of all, there is going to be a ridiculously important beginning that is just going to start making sense. At the beginning that it's going to happen is just going to come through the certain person from the certain very powerful part of the world. This is a powerful male person. Again, I'm talking about this person is just going to prove lots of people wrong. This person is just going to do something so good that is absolutely going to be all about showing to the world, showing to the people, exposing. This is all about the exposure when it comes to the certain illumination. There is just so much that it's actually going to be illuminated through this person. This is absolutely unbelievable. People, please try to understand me. Things have been going on for a really long time, and especially in the last 18 months. Within the last 18 months, they have been working on this. People have been working on this. There have been a lot of things that people kept quiet, because they had to be quiet in order not to affect this vibration. Because if this vibration was affected, then this wouldn't work. It wouldn't be as effective. And this is why there's a lot going to start coming out. One thing after another, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. And this is most certainly probably going to be the most active week so far when it comes to exposing people. Something very important is going to happen this week with a certain country. There is a certain country that is just going to come forward, that is going to come towards this other country, this main country that I was talking about. Please don't tell me I'm vague and things like that, but this is what I'm saying, and I really hope that you are going to understand. First of all, I said it's a really important part of the world that is playing very significant role here, because if this certain part of the world that I'm talking about that is playing significant role control, if this part of the world is actually affected, this is going to affect everybody else's balance across the world, balance literally around the world. This is why am I talking, what am I saying? But the other country, there is a certain country that is going to come through, that is going to come forward, and this is going to be really good because it's going to affect the balance of this country in the best possible way. And this most certainly is going to be the new, huge, massive starting point with this other country, which is just most certainly going to affect this balance and vibration in an absolutely incredible way. What else is going to happen? There is another battle going to be very, very significant, certain battle with this man that I'm saying, and with somebody else, with certain evil entities, and that battle is going to be very significant, and most certainly, again, it's just going to reveal things to people that didn't understand, things that people didn't know, lies, 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 lies. There are lies absolutely everywhere, and there are things going on and making people to think in a certain way. Now it's time to open your eyes and just start to realize that there are lies absolutely everywhere. And this is just so important, because you have to always remember to stay true to yourself. You have to always remember to trust yourself. You have to always remember to trust your instincts, because what these people are trying to do, these people are lying so much, so much, that they basically, what they're trying to do, this is all being repeated. The reason why all this is getting dangerous at the moment, because what I said before in my previous reading, this is an old model. What is going on? This is so dangerous at the moment because this is all what happened. It happened. This is all repeating. They will attack you because you are saying the right thing. They will attack you because you are normal. They will attack you because you like your own country. They will attack you because you have a common sense. Well, this is it. You just keep on having a common sense, and don't let people to believe you that bad is good, that good is bad, because this is exactly what is happening right now. You have to reject these narratives. You have to reject this nonsense. You have to reject everything that is just like, this identity, this rubbish, what they do, and absolute rubbish. Who cares about this identity, politics and things like that? Who cares about it? Who cares? Just, as I said, use your common sense and have your eyes open, because there is just so much going to be revealed this week. And most certainly, as I said, the most important thing out of all that I said so far is the fact that lots of people are going to be awake. Remember, I said that people are going to lots of people are going to fall into the actual rabbit hole, which means that they're going to find out exactly what's going on. You would be surprised that lots of you who knows the actual balance, lots of you knows the actual vibration, lots of you knows what actually is going on, but you would be surprised if you realize how many people actually don't know what is going on. And these are the people that are really vulnerable, and these are the people that are getting used, and these are the people that are getting kind of lost in all this, and these are the people that just end up on the whole wrong side with a whole wrong vibration. We're just absolutely out of any common sense or anything like that. What else I was going to say that it's actually going to happen this week that is going to be rather significant, it's also going to be the actual tolerance. The certain tolerance is going to start making sense from the certain person was tolerant, and lots of people were thinking like, oh, maybe, things are getting really long, things are getting really it's a really long, the things have been like unfolding for too long. This is it. Things have been unfolding for too long. This is the problem. And the reason why they have been unfolding for too long is just because we're going to see exactly this week. And as I said, certain things are going to be illuminated, and lots of people are actually going to be completely surprised. It is not only the direct attack against people, it is not only the direct attack against countries, but it's also going to be within. There is a certain female, certain lady that is about to be exposed. Certain lady was a part of something really nasty. She was part of some kind of really terrible conspiracy, and she is about to be exposed. And this lady is done something very, very naughty, very low, ridiculously low vibration. She lied a lot. She was saying lots of things that have been not true, and she covered like a little devil. Now that woman that covered a little devil quite well is actually going to start having an effect, which is just going to affect her in such a way that she's going to be completely blown away and surprised. And this is what she did. This is what she did, and this is what the negativity of the dirty money it's actually doing, and it's actually creating. Also, what else I was going to say, that and the bottom line is that there is going to be like a little loss that is just going to be really evident, but that loss that we are going to have as a global happening on a global scale, it's actually going to be something that people have been expected, something that people knew about, and something that is most certainly going to actually even give them more power and more strength to actually people to carry on, to actually get a right picture, because lots of people lost themselves in all this, and lots of people have lost the actual vibrational picture within them, in front of them, so they can't actually have a right balance. So this is all about getting the balance back. Also, by the end of this week, there is going to be a fantastic news, a great, absolutely fantastic news, and absolutely a brilliant achievement, and brilliant achievement, especially when it comes to the actual positive events that are happening around the world, and positive event that is actually coming from this particular country. It's going to be brilliant, and most certainly this is going to be a really great period of achievement, because by the end of this week, let me tell you something, by the end of this week there is a huge, massive goal going to be achieved. Now going back to all this that I said so far, now going back to the beginning of all this that I said so far, and by the end of this week, actually some really huge, massive goal is going to be achieved, and that goal is going to be huge, and that goal is just going to be the beginning of something else. After that moment, after that point, nothing is ever going to be the same, because people are going to open their eyes, people are going to be awakened, people will know exactly what is going on. So one step at a time, after that moment, everything is going to start changing in the world, and this is because of this particular country helped to everyone around the world to actually open their eyes. Slowly people start opening their eyes. Slowly people see what's happening. Slowly people just want to, as I said, get on with their lives, and just basically get rid of these little snakes that are actually causing so much negativity, that are actually causing so much harm, that are actually causing so much blockages. This type of figures, this type of people are so dangerous that they are using all sorts of things on people. Just to let you know, you look at in the papers, they're in the papers. You look at everywhere on the TV, they're everywhere on the TV. Who even watches TV anymore? Do you know what I mean? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. These people are absolutely everywhere. You even watch the movie. They're trying to brainwash you with the movie. It's absolutely terrible. It is terrible. It is very low. It is a very low vibration. And most certainly it's time for people to wake up out of all this and see what's happening. And most certainly now it's time. I'm not saying that you didn't know what was happening. I'm not saying that people are not awake. But I'm just saying that a lot of people are still sleeping. And there are lots of people who are awake, but they're very, very kind of really laid back. This comes from the mind control. I know this all sounds absolutely crazy. Some of you are going to think, oh my God, this is absolutely crazy, but this is true. This is absolutely true. And that's why the people, watch TV, watch movie, read the papers, subconsciously read paper about like a beautiful forest or something like that. But on the right hand side, you will see like, oh yeah, these people are like that. These type of people are like this. Shut up. Enough. It's enough. It's enough. Time for a big change. Bye-bye television. Bye-bye newspapers. Bye-bye lying magazines. Bye. Burn. Now it's time for change. And I'm getting really excited because this is the time when people are going to start waking up. As I said, I'm not saying that you weren't awake. I'm not saying that you didn't know what was happening, but it is going to be like boom, boom, boom. Beautiful exposure. So those of the people that are awake are going to be even more awakened. Those of the people that are awake but they haven't been awake enough, now it's going to be the time, and now lots of you are going to fall into the rabbit hole as well after this week or from the beginning of this week, and that is going to be the huge, massive starting point indeed. Okay, my gorgeous people, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your weekly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's from the 27th of May until the 2nd of June. So it's from the 27th of May until the 2nd of June 2019, and I'm going to start with the horoscope sign of Aries. Of course, Aries, you are going to be surprised a little bit this week. Somebody is going to surprise you, somebody very close to you, somebody who you really know, somebody who you really get on with, somebody who you really like. Somebody is going to surprise you in such a beautiful and lovely way. This person means to you a lot, but it's not only about the surprise, but it's what is actually going to happen. There is something very generous going to happen with that person. So you will receive something very invaluable through that person, and that in itself is going to be very generous, and it's going to also bring you a wonderful balance. Balance is going to come, and balance is going to happen because you're going to find suddenly going to attach yourself to the certain idea, and the idea that you're going to attach yourself to, it can only come and can only happen through somebody who knows you really well. But it's not only about that. That idea, it's also going to kind of make you to go to the certain journey, make you to become the part of the certain journey. And what is going to happen? You're going to be on your way somewhere in particular, but this is going to happen out of the blue. This is going to manifest out of the blue. There is going to be the situation where you will go to kind of like a try to get like some kind of some kind of advice from somebody, for example, and some kind of advice, some kind of communication, some kind of chat where you're going to be able to kind of understand certain things better about your progress, about your life, and about certain things in general. What is actually going to happen? Something is going to be revealed to you. Something is going to be revealed to you, and that in itself is going to become your main focal point. That in itself is going to become your main point because it's just going to kind of give you a really beautiful boost, and that in itself is going to help you to realize that this is actually something that is making you feel really good, and it's also very good when it comes to your own inspiration. And immediately you are going to have a very strong a connection with your childhood, and immediately there is a certain person from the childhood that you're going to be thinking about, that you had a certain you had some kind of childhood with, like a childhood friend. But above all, at the same time, something is going to start happening, something is going to start manifesting, and there is a certain thing from your childhood that is just going to make sense to you, that it didn't make sense before, but it's going to make sense to you now. And you're going to realize that you need to go back to your childhood, not back physically, of course, unless if you've got a time machine. Not going back physically, but you in your mind, you're going to need to realize what it is from your childhood that you're missing. There is something that's missing. Okay, so this is actually going to be massive. There's something that's missing from your childhood, and you're going to realize what this is. And this in itself, it's very important because on one hand, it's going to help you to realize a certain problem, certain issue you used to have, but also on another hand, it's going to help you with a certain problem and a certain issue that actually you're having now at the moment. So this is going to be a really beautiful, wonderful reflection from the past, something that you did, something that you happened, the way that you react, but maybe you forgot about it. So now it's the time to actually remember, and that in itself is going to make you realize about a certain skill. That in itself is going to make you realize about a certain skill and experience and things like that, and that is just going to start to become a main point for you, a really strong point. And at the same time, you will have you will feel a very strong reconnection and connection with your family members, with the people in your life, with the friends that you haven't seen, and also it is just an unexpected event. It's actually going to occur. Strange event, bizarre event. One of these days is going to be quite strange. One of these days is going to be quite unusual. You're going to find yourself being out somewhere by the forest. You're going to find yourself being out somewhere by the nature. It doesn't have to be forest necessarily. It could be only like a tree, some kind of tree nearby or something like that. But some kind of nature is going to be close to you. And this is actually when you will be thinking about a certain problem, and what is actually going to happen. You will see that a very strange idea you will have, and that strange idea that you will have is just going to be complete actual result, a complete answer to the certain issue that you have, but especially when it comes to the problem in the family, problem around you, and the problem at your work. There's a problem with the finances. There is a certain problem that is going to be revealed through this situation. It's absolutely brilliant. It's all about the conclusion, but you're going to have to realize that you're going to need to sacrifice sacrifice things a little bit in order to do something in particular, because something very specific you're going to start feeling attached to. There is something very, very specific indeed, but you will know that there is also going to need to be like a sacrifice in order for you to actually do this. On another hand, there is going to be mind-blowing advice that you're going to get through somebody, like a wonderful, wonderful person, beautiful person, female person, very significant, somebody who's got a really beautiful, beautiful, perfect balance, work-life balance, and somebody who's like a really important figure in your life, somebody who's very sincere. There's going to be a wonderful advice that this person is actually going to give you, and I really like it because it is going to help you with a new beginning in your life. It's going to help you with your own prosperity, but it's also going to help you with a certain authority. Maybe that person is going to help you a lot when it comes to you dealing with a certain authority. Maybe you lost the balance a little bit and you didn't know how can you actually deal with this, but then this is actually going to help you quite a lot. Most certainly, very important time, very powerful time, very transformative time. And please see who is trying to come into your life this week, who is going to try to come into your life for the first time, important, who is trying to come back into your life as from before. It's really important as well, because this week is just going to be karmically very, very important, and there are going to be lots of messages that you are going to be getting and receiving, and ideas through people in your life. These people are going to be coming and going, but it's just every single one of them is going to have a very, very special message for you. Okay, what else I was going to say, when it comes to the actual health, you see, my babies, you're gonna have like a bit of a sinus problem, sinus and head. I can tell you that your sinuses and your head is going to be quite sensitive area, which is quite like, you know, like a cold and flu symptoms, which is nothing unusual, but especially when it comes to your energy, and especially when it comes to your sign, and especially when it comes to your week, you know, this is going to be quite very significant for you to take actually white tea. It's called white tea or a green tea, one of these two teas. Please try to drink throughout the week. So it's a white tea or a green tea. They're both very, very high in antioxidants, but for your energy this is going to be perfect, and at the same time it's going to help you to flush out the toxins out of the system, which is just going to kind of do so much, like few things at the same time. On another hand, what else I was going to say to you is just please try to take like a vitamin C, like 800 to 1000 milligrams if you could take it, like and basically if it could be like natural, without any horrible ingredients or anything like that. You can take it in a powder form, or you can take it like in a tablet form or in a capsule form, whatever you prefer. Just make sure it's 100% natural without any horrible ingredients. I don't like chemicals, I don't like horrible ingredients, so that's why I'm saying that this vitamin C is just, please make sure it's a natural. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you need to check with your doctor, you need to check with your GP whether this can interact with your medications or not, because only your doctor or your GP can tell you if this vitamin C can interact with your medications or not. Okay, for those of you that are actually in relationship, love is in the air. Do you know, it's really brilliant. It's really brilliant because there is all about harmony. You know, this is going to be very significant week for people in relationship, because I can see two people getting closer together, having a bit of vavavoom, you know, together, having a bit of vavavoom together. But the bottom line is, it's just so important because this is going to be one of the most significant time actually when it comes to those of you that are in relationship, because it's just all about the harmony, it's all about the trust, it's all about the honor, and it's all about the beginning of romance, you know, but it's like beginning of romance, obviously, you know, you're a couple, but it's just gonna, I'm saying that it's the understanding in between two people is just going to be very strong, and this is actually going to take your relationship on the whole next level. It's absolutely brilliant because it's just all beautiful freedom and deep feeling that you're wanting to have, that you will feel, and there is something very, very special going to happen here in between the couples, for the couples, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. So watch this space. You will want to reward your relationship. You will want to take this relationship on the whole new level, on the whole next level. Okay, now for those of you that are actually single, oh, hello. There is, you see, basically when you go out, you will go out. When you go out, you will be meeting quite a few people, you see, and there is something going to be a little bit tricky here, because there are few people going to be liking you, a few people are gonna find you very attractive, and it is going to be from your side to them as well. But there is going to be a very tricky situation, because few people are going to become available for you as of this week, and this is going to be the beginning. But one of them is absolutely perfect and the rest of them are not. There are two of them that are going to be very strongly active with all this, but there are four of them are going to be at around 4 people in total. So you will be meeting people, this is what I'm saying, so through social relationships, but one in particular is going to be for you, but it's just going to be something very tricky about that person, and you're going to need to you're going to need to work out this challenge. Your karma is sending you a challenge. Your karma is sending you a challenge, and this challenge is going to be slightly different because your spiritual journey is now changing, which means that you're going to start fancying and liking people that are a little bit different to what you used to like before, and this is nothing unusual. So you're going to find the people that you didn't normally find attractive, and that is just going to be the new starting point, new learning experience, and the beginning of something really, really huge. Just watch this space. Okay, the second sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, is going to be Taurus, my gorgeous Taurus. It is all going to be about you taking care of yourself when it comes to your work-life balance, and also about rewarding yourself. You will reward yourself this week. You will do something nice for yourself this week. You will get something for yourself. You will buy something for yourself, and also very important, you will kind of want to take care for like a work-life balance when it comes to taking care of your fitness, taking care of your working out, taking care of your diet and things like that. It's all going to start making sense. And also in particular, you will want to get rid of that habit. I have seen this before and it's very interesting and I like it indeed. It seems to be that Taurus is getting that beautiful power, beautiful strength, beautiful confidence, beautiful energy, and it's just going to be super enhanced, especially when it comes to you having your little targets, and especially when it comes to you kind of trying to maybe stop smoking if you're smoking, cut down on drink, cut down on this, cut down on sugar, cut down on salt. You know, this is all going to be so important, especially when it comes to you, and especially when it comes to this stage, when it comes to your spiritual journey, because if you get this right, my babies, your energy is going to be absolutely mind-blowing in such a sense where you're going to start getting absolutely fantastic balance, and this is all going to come through your own grounding. This is all going to come through, and this is all going to manifest through your own grounding. An important time to work with these energies, and you will see exactly what I mean. On another hand, financial situation is just going to start really improving here because something is going to come through, and this is going to surprise you. Certain amount of money you're going to hear about, and that is most certainly going to surprise you. I like it indeed, and that in itself is just going to show you a new option, and it's going to make you realize something. The certain part of your life, my babies, is coming to an end. Okay, there is a big change that you're going to be going through, but this is going to be a good change. This is going to be significant change. This is going to be a powerful change. This is going to be sacred time. Please watch this space as well. See, this is so important, listen to me. See what do you feel drawn to. See what's attracting you. See what would you like to do. Throughout this week, you need to see what's on your mind, and you need to write it down. You don't need to maybe necessarily do this, this week, but you just need to write it down, and you need to kind of make this part of your everyday life, make this part of your manifestation, make this part of your thinking process, because by doing this, you're already creating this, you're already making this happening, you're already sending this message to the universe. This is just so important. On another hand, what else I was going to say, it's an indecisive situation that is just going to happen because of the financial situation. It's going to start improving, and this is so good because you're going to kind of like start thinking about what you can do next, what you can do differently, and someone in your family, someone in immediate family, somebody who means to you a lot, or somebody who's like the best friend of yours, which can be like a family, which is like a family anyway, it's going to have a really nice idea. It's going to tell you something, and this is going to be ooh la 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 when it comes to your own skill, because this is something that's going to become evident to you, and this is so good. On one hand, you're going to realize something about a certain person that maybe they're not who they are, somebody like around you, and it's just like a kind of like you're just not gonna like this, but it's like then again it's just gonna make you realize that, you know, like people can be different, people can be weird, and people can do strange things that you may not understand. People can feel attracted to strange things, you know, that you might not understand, but you will learn something very powerful through this. You will learn something very interesting through this, because it's going to help you to have a certain you know, to put your foot down, and especially to have a certain discontinuous of effort, something that was going on in your life for the last 8 months that you were like kind of worrying about, and it didn't work. It's going to come to an end, but this is going to be a good end. This is going to be a brilliant end, because at the same time there is something very important about to be illuminated for you. So important indeed. Also, the certain family member is going to have absolutely fantastic news, something that they will be going through, and you're going to be like, oh my god, this is brilliant, and that is going to reflect on you, that is going to reflect on your life. And I can see that it's going to affect you in such a way, because you're such a beautiful people, Tauruses. You're very, very emotional, you can be very sensitive, you're very strong, but you can be very sensitive. Your family and people around you have everything to you. Sometimes you don't express this as such, but you're very emotional, you're very beautiful. You don't necessarily say this, but your actions say it all. Okay, on another hand, let me not forget this. It's actually justice. My babies, my gorgeous Taurus, I need to tell you that your justice is coming. And I'm so happy for you, because it's something that was worrying you, and it's something to do with you, something to do with what belongs to you, something to do with like, you know, it's yours, something to do with like, well, you know, it's meant to be the way you wanted it to be, you see. So your justice is coming. So whatever court case you were waiting for, it's going to be really good. I can see a big smile on your face. Oh wow, fantastic. And also, if you were waiting for somebody to wait for to decide something for you, most certainly this is going to be a rather good decision. I'm so happy for you. On another hand, you know, you're gonna start getting really beautiful balance now, because of that justice, harmony, and a beautiful reward. This is going to be the week of a beautiful reward, and also you're gonna get like a really like a powerful advice. Just watch for the powerful advice at around the time when you hear about the justice, at around the time when you hear about the reward. Just kind of see what advice you're going to get, because it may not be as obvious, but later on this is going to be like, oh my god, it all made sense. It's going to help you to make a really important decision. Watch this space. If you get this right, you're going to make something happen really important really quickly, instead of just very slowly. So follow this vibration and watch this space. Okay, when it comes to those of you that are actually wondering about the health, you see, it's the circulation that I'm going to need you to pay attention to. So for the circulation, I would like, and purification, something for circulation and purification. So I would like you to get organic garlic capsules. Garlic is going to be a must for you to take this week. You can take everyday garlic. Sorry, I'm just a little bit itchy here. Sorry. You can take garlic, like eat it, you know, like eat every day. If you don't mind people around you, like, ooh, you know, if you don't mind, you know, like, because it can be quite a strong smell, of course, but it's so good for you. So you can eat it every day for the whole week, or you can get like organic garlic capsules. You can get organic garlic capsules. Just make sure that they are completely without any unnecessary ingredients and things like that. And if you are on any other medications, if you are pregnant or if you are breastfeeding, please check with your doctor or your GP if you can take these organic garlic capsules or not. Obviously, if you decide to take just the garlic and eat it throughout the week, which is brilliant as well, then you don't need to. But if you decide to go for the capsules, then please check with your doctor or check with your GP. But then this is going to help with circulation, purification. It's good for the heart. It's good for so many different things. It's good to flush out the toxins, you know, and all these things. So please get it, and drink lots of water. For those of you that are actually in relationship, oh Lord, sorry. For those of you that are actually in relationship, you will be having something really important happening here, some kind of ritual, because a very important moment is coming up, very important moment that you both wanted, very important moment that you both waited for, very important moment where you both wanted to go. It's actually about to happen here, and this is so good, and this is going to involve every single part of your both lives. This is good, this is huge, this is amazing, and this is actually going to be all down to what you wanted to do for a long time, and it's all down to your own ideas and all down to all those things that you were kind of focusing on indeed. So good, because this week is going to be probably one of the most important weeks when it comes to you and when it comes to your partner as a couple, as a doing something together. And you can only do this when you get to the certain stage, when you get to the certain point, when you just trust each other so much. Just remember, you will want to have a ritual and celebrate something. So this is how good this is going to be. Watch this space. Okay, and for those of you that are single and ready to mingle, ooh, yeah, this is just going to be really good, because on another hand, there is an important opportunity that you are going to have. And the opportunity that you're going to have is just going to be connected to what you do now, going to be connected to what you focus on, and it's going to be connected to like some kind of request. And this is going to be very challenging but appealing at the same time. This is like a proposal, and this is most certainly you're going to need to be committed to the task at hand and just keep going and keep going and keep going. But just to let you know that you're going to have a certain proposal. When you have that, okay, an invitation or opportunity, proposal, this is all going to be down these lines. When you have this, there is also going to be the certain mysterious person that is going to walk into your life, one step by another step. Just follow it, it's going to be one step and then another step, one step at a time. But this is going to be the big moment when this particular person is going to start walking into your life, and it's going to change everything. Someone very, very special, someone very powerful, someone very educated, someone very like a business oriented, but nothing too much, all kind of right balance. And this is going to be absolutely brilliant. I like it because I know that you're going to be happy once you meet this person. Okay, now the next the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, it's actually going to be Gemini. You will be able to show off this week. This is all going to be about you showing off. This is all going to be about your own determination, about your own power, about your own courage, and about your own strength. You will have a super balance. You will have almost like a superpowers this week. Also, this week, you are going to kind of see lots of little bits and pieces, like a spirits are going to be all around. But because the thin veil in between this world and this and the spirit world, especially when it comes to you, my gorgeous Gemini, especially when it comes to this week, it is just going to be throughout the week. You're going to be followed by the certain spirits that are going to be sending you all sorts of signs, and also through the little spooky situations you're going to be able to find answers to the little annoying situations that have been appearing in your life for the past 5 or 6 months and that you didn't actually know what to do. This is going to be really, really interesting week just because of that. But on another hand, there is a very special message. One message in particular is going to be huge. One message in particular is going to be very, very special, because what you're going to realize right at the beginning of the week through this is like, how can you deal with the powerless situation that is bringing you down, that is making you feel unhappy, that you know it's coming to an end, but you just don't know how to go around it. It is all because of the certain disorganization, and things didn't maybe work out, things didn't go towards the right direction. So you're going to realize, you're going to have a really nice realization. Sorry about that. You're gonna have a really nice realization through this, and this is gonna be so good, because it's just gonna help you to discontinue the certain effort that is not really working for you anymore. But on another hand, you will just automatically you will do this, and you will feel very strongly, because there is automatically you will see and feel and be drawn to the certain success. Subconsciously you will feel it, you will see it, it will be there, but you will not kind of know know it just what it is. So that this is the force, this is the power, this is the energy that is just going to keep on pushing you, keep on pushing you, keep on pushing you, because this is an important time of your own unfoldment. So you will kind of be doing things and you will be feeling that this is the right thing, but you will not know exactly why. It's very interesting, but then again, it's all about the actual temperance, and it's all about the actual patience, harmony, and it's all about the certain management and the certain adjustment. Just remember, I said to you before, it's a lot to do with a certain disorganization. So it's just like about little adjustment, readjustment that you're going to need to do, and also just watch like for the certain news that you're going to hear. This news that you're going to hear this week, it's going to be significant, and it's going to be about somebody else, about a completely different situation, different life, different direction, but you're going to somehow going to be very inspired by this, inspired by the certain person. Sorry, so you will need to see who you're going to feel inspired by, and at the same time you will see a very successful omen this week. And the successful omen that you're going to see this week is just going to come in the form of something very slow, like a slow animal or slow motion or slow movement, a little animal. This can be absolutely any animal, but something very slow. It's going to be quite significant, and that slow, it's going to be very unusual for that particular type of animal, and that unusual is going to be your key. That unusual is going to be your answer. That unusual is just going to become a very vibrant part of your life, because it's just going to give you something to actually look forward to when it comes to your future, when it comes to your future planning. But it's all down to you, and it's all down to your beautiful skills. Okay, so watch this space, and also at the same time, as I always say, this is a sacred time. Every time when we see like a successful omen, you just need to see like what were you thinking about, what were you focusing on, you know, what were you thinking at around the time, what do you see, the thing that your problem is, what the symbolic meaning of this omen is, of this particular animal is. This is all going to be connected, and there's so many answers that you're going to have. And also something with some other person is going to make sense this week so much, because you're going to find yourself and discover something very interesting through somebody else when it comes to you having a very successful combination. Okay, so you just need to see who this is, because that is just going to be very, very important starting point. Okay, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Gemini, is just basically now when it comes to the actual health, you're also going to need to double up like on like maybe vitamin C, because it's very significant for you to keep taking vitamin C 800 to 1000 milligrams every single day, without any nasty ingredients, without any chemicals and things like that. And also at the same time, please try to take a golden seal. Golden seal liquid or a golden seal tincture would be absolutely perfect. So it's golden seal, okay? Golden seal, it's absolutely brilliant, and this is because you will have a cold symptoms, cold and flu symptoms that are going to kind of maybe affect you a little bit, and that's why I'm saying that you should take like a golden seal in little tincture form, or if you can maybe take like together with the vitamin C, and this is going to help you really beautifully. Okay, just if you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, please check with your doctor, check with your GP whether this can interact with your medications or not, because only your doctor or GP can actually tell you this. Now, for those of you that are in relationship, oh my goodness, something very beautiful is going to happen. You're going to have like a really beautiful spiritual experience. The spiritual experience that you are going to have with your partner, through your partner, is just going to kind of open a new door for you too. It's just such a good time, such a good moment, such a good week. And there is just like the idea that your partner is going to have, you're going to like it. The idea that your partner is going to have this week is going to surprise you, but most certainly you're going to feel really good about it. And also on another hand, it's your partner is just going to surprise you. You're going to feel very, very proud of your partner, and you're not going to believe something. At the same time, you're going to realize something about the person who you have been for a long time that you didn't know about. Something that is just going to be really good, something that it was quite secretive, but it's actually very good secret, and that in itself is just going to kind of make you feel ooh, vavavoom-ish when it comes to your partner. Also, the certain traveling is going to become very evident when it comes to you and when it comes to your partner, when it comes to your relationship. And that traveling that you are going to have, you really need to go to if you're wondering yes or no, because there is a life-changing idea, life-changing option that you're going to have once you go there, or once you're on your way there, once you're there, once you're on your way back. Okay, now the second now for those of you that are actually single, oh, you see, for those of you that are single, there's going to be nearly someone very special. Nearly someone is going to like manifest this week. You will be kind of like socializing a lot this week. You will be meeting lots of people this week, and that is going to mean to you so much, because each step of the way you will kind of find out quite a lot about yourself, because this is all about a certain learning experience. But there is someone in particular that you're going to meet, and I just you know, you will know this. It is almost going to be perfect, but then again at some point you're just going to realize, oh no, like almost as if it's going to be like, you know, a really great balance. You will talk, but your subconscious mind is going to be telling you no, there's something not quite right, something is not quite right. Well, you're going to be absolutely right, and you're going to be disappointed a little bit, but then again that moment is going to be so important, because that very moment you will realize something very special, very special indeed. Something is going to happen, some kind of idea you're going to have, some kind of realization you're going to have, and this is going to be good indeed, because it's going to help you on one hand to move on another hand to like kind of make a really important decision, but then again it's going to help make you realize that you're changing. Okay, this is the time of change. Okay, now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous Cancerians. Now you Cancerians, you better start preparing, because this is going to be like a really busy time for you. Really busy time indeed. You are entering a crazy period. When I say crazy period, it's a good period, it's a busy period, and there's a lot going to be happening when it comes to work, when it comes to career, when it comes to finances, and emotionally, also this is going to be an important week. It is all about you realizing an important stage of your life. It's about to be revealed through like a very strange situation, a strange situation that you didn't expect, but most certainly the outcome is going to be quite good, because it's going to make you go towards the certain direction, and that in itself is going to open a new door for you. The whole new adventure is going to start. Listen to me very carefully. This is important. You are also having a little bit of a tricky situation, and tricky situations have been very significant for the last 3 or 4 months, which is not absolutely nothing unusual, because we're entering this certain stage, certain time of the year. So you are going to have like you will be tested, and the way you're going to be tested, it is just gonna there is an option that is going to be thrown to you, that is going to come to you towards the new like a news, like a certain offer. It is going to be very much so connected to the certain challenge, and it's also, you will know, oh my god, I don't know if I'm gonna, if I'm able to do this, I don't know if I'm able to do this, you know. This is the trick. Yes, you are. That's why it's happening. So your power is going to be tested, your stamina is going to be tested, your strength is going to be tested. Whatever it happens this week, do not lose hope. Whatever it happens this week, just remember you are about to learn from that lesson. So you're going to have a lesson that is going to hit you, that is going to give you a slap across the face. But that lesson is about to teach you something really invaluable, seriously. But on another hand, just keep going, because you're about to be tested. And that in itself is going to be your key. That in itself is just going to open like a really important doorway for you, and you will realize some kind of conflict influence that you had, some kind of conflict with somebody. It's actually worked out really well, because if you didn't have that, this particular option wouldn't become like available to you. And also even better, do not rush into any decisions like whatsoever too much this week. You will just be able to kind of sense everything, see everything, balance everything. But on another hand, this is all about you, your prosperity, your financial security, and the whole new new stage that is actually become evident here. It's just so good. And you know, karmically, you have been doing really good things lately. Karmically, you have been doing, like, I'm talking in the last couple of years, karmically you've done so much, and it's absolutely brilliant. And now this is karmically absolutely beautiful time of reward, because now this is going to start getting back to you. This is going to start coming back to you. All the good things that you have done, absolutely brilliant. And you're going to be surprised, but in a good way. You're going to be excited, but in a good way. But then again, at the same time, the other ideas that you're going to be getting through this about your future planning, it's going to make you feel really, really good. But at the same time, it's going to be really good starting point for you as well. Okay, what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Cancerians, is like, yeah, there you go, to turmeric. Turmeric. Try to take turmeric. It's so important for you to take turmeric this week, because you're going to feel like a little tiny bit drained this week. Nothing too bad, nothing to go drained, but it's just a lot that's going to be going on emotionally and physically. You're going to be focusing a lot, and this is going to be draining you, because this drains our energy, of course. So I'm just saying, please, my babies, try to take a turmeric. You know, turmeric is so good, like maybe in a capsule form. You know, turmeric is absolutely brilliant, because it's going to help you a lot. Like when it comes to like a feeling low, it's going to help you. It's absolutely brilliant for rejuvenation, believe me or not. Lots of people don't know, but the turmeric is absolutely incredible. It normally comes with like a black pepper, because it's quite difficult to be absorbed by the body by itself. So it's always going to come turmeric with like a black pepper, for example. But as long as it's natural, and if you're on any other medications, check with your doctor or your GP, because only a doctor or your GP can tell you this can interact with your medications or not. So turmeric is something that I highly suggest you to take throughout the week, together with vitamin D. I can see the lack of vitamin D that you're going to have, and this lack of vitamin D that you're going to have, it's just actually going to be quite evident here. So if you can take like a natural form of vitamin D in a tablet form, or if you can like expose yourself to the sun outside like as much as you can, for example, then that's absolutely fine. And if you can't, then maybe if you can take like and eat lots of food like a rich in vitamin D, for example. If you do take a tablet, make sure that it's a natural, completely natural, without any horrible ingredients, nasty chemicals. You know, I don't like this. This is completely unnecessary. And also, it's just basically check with your doctor, check with your GP if you're on any other medications indeed. Now, when it comes to those of you that are actually in relationship, it's just, do you know what? There's certain harmony in between you two. It's going to do something huge. The certain harmony in between you and your partner this week is going to make you something happen. And this is going to be big. And this is going to be huge. And this is going to be massive. Okay, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you, because this is all about reaching the certain understanding, certain level of understanding. Okay, now for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingle, you go for it, my baby. You go for it, because there is just this is all about the transformation. You will want to clear away the old in order to make a space for new. But what is actually going to happen? Not only physically, you're going to be all around the place, but it's just about the certain realization about somebody's not meant to be the part of your life anymore. Somebody came to an end. So maybe you had a little bit of a room with somebody lately, or maybe you didn't even know this person that well. Maybe you were just focusing on someone, or maybe this is the person, whom you had a relationship with, for example. The bottom line is, you're going to need to realize, who do you need to let go first? Highly karmic time. You need to realize this, because you Cancerians, you have a very strong power of your mind as well. And what your power of your mind is actually doing, it's blocking somebody new to come through, blocking somebody new to come forward. So these are the door that you're about to close, and these are the new door that is about to open. This is all about your transformation. It's a highly transformative time for those of you Cancerians that are actually single, because this is more important than meeting someone new, more important than meeting someone special. This is the realization that you need to let this someone go. Okay, now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is of course going to be Leo. You see, Leo, the certain battle and the certain arrogance of someone, and then the certain unfriendliness of someone, and then the certain low vibration of someone is actually going to trigger something in you, and you will want to respond, you will want to say something, you will act, well, you will want to you will want to act on this, and that in itself is just going to raise a little bit of low vibrations, but it's just something that has been boiling for a while, so there was a you in between somebody else, that certain things have been boiling, certain things have been happening, certain things have been affecting the energy in between you two, and that in itself have caused like a kind of vibration, general vibration, not that good. So basically, because something was left unresolved in between you and somebody else, so there is going to be like a little mini conflict that you are going to have. This conflict that you are going to have, I will prepare you and I will tell you, just do what I always say to do. Just don't fight. Like sometimes we need to have like a little discussion with people. So of course, yeah, rather to have a discussion and to talk about things than leave them karmically unblocked, which they just become blockages and that they block people, stop people. It all depends. If our karmic journey came to an end with somebody else or a certain situation, then yeah. But if we appreciate people, we appreciate certain situations that were, connected to that these certain people, then yes, then we will sit down and we'll work on things. However, when the certain conflict happened with somebody, I just want to say to you to kind of like rise above the situation and try not to kind of like, you just rise above the situation and just try to iron the situation. Like you're having spiritual iron and you're just ironing the situation really nicely, and you're just, instead of like being really angry, no, baby, no. Instead of being angry, just look at the situation from a slightly different angle. This is so important, because there is going to be a life-changing understanding, life-changing situation, life-changing beginning, that you're going to have a huge starting point, huge starting moment. You will be able to prove something to yourself that you have been thinking about for absolute ages, and something that is making you unhappy, something that is bringing you down, and something that is preventing you to fly. It's time to fly. It's time to let your wings go. And this is exactly all you about feeling free. You about realizing that this world is not, this life doesn't last for a really long time. We are here for the certain amount of time. I said we are here on this earth for the certain amount of time until we learn our lesson, okay? When we learn our lesson, if we learn our lesson, our spirit evolve on another level. And that's the whole point. If we don't learn our lesson, then we come back on this earth again and we repeat it until we learn it again. Okay, so this is all about you living and learning and things like that. There is absolutely mind-blowing advice that you are going to get through somebody who's like a spiritual leader or like a spiritual teacher to you, and that is just going to be absolutely fantastic starting point. It may not be directly, but you can watch somebody like me, for example, and then you get a certain information, you get a certain message, and it's something to do with something sacred, especially the realization that you're going to have is going to help you to do things quicker, do things faster, deal with a certain problem much faster, because there is August is going to be absolutely significant. Sorry, I know I'm saying this date, but when I see something like a little bit ahead, then I have to tell you that August 2019, of course, your time, isn't it? Like August 2019 is just going to be like a absolutely important time, because you're going to start something really absolutely so significant through all this situation. It's going to be much quicker, it's going to be much faster, and the second important stage is going to happen and unfold. Your beautiful lotus moment is going to be in August 2019, and this is just going to be the beginning. This is just going to be the start of big, beautiful, swift activity and sudden progress and movement and change. You see, speed that you needed, speed that you wanted, speed that is actually going to change everything else in the best possible way. It is just going to be the mature time. It's the mature realization. Mature as a you will know that this is the right thing to do, and also it is just a certain goal that is just gonna become very attractive here. At the same time, it's that goal, that particular goal that you will have, which is going to be your major, huge, massive starting point. This is so good, because it's just all about the courage. You must not forget to lose the courage. Do not lose courage. I mean, come on, Leo, you're everything about the courage. People want your courage. People want your power. You're so strong. I told you this so many times. You've got this majestic appearance. However you look, whatever you do, you have got this majestic energy, majestic power. You're very strong, and people get you in so many different ways, to way people get other signs, for example. And this is just because you're Leo, because you're so majestic and you're so powerful, just like a Leo is, lion, you know. Absolutely brilliant, you know. And it's also going, just remember that because of you being dominant, so you have to stay true to yourself. Always remember throughout this week, stay true to yourself, because it's all about your dominance, all about your dominant personality that got you where you are now, where you're going to be. And this is most certainly going to be one step closer to the very important time of your life, not only when it comes to the changes and emotions and a big change when it comes to relationships, but it's also going to be when it comes to your own prosperity, personal security and prosperity. This is going to be absolutely significant time, and you will see exactly what I mean, because most certainly the certain freedom and freedom of emotions that you're going to have, and optimism, this is going to be a driving point. You know, it's every single time when you kind of connect to something, you will know exactly that this is the direction to go towards, because at the same time, throughout this week, this is going to be the strong moment when it comes to the hermit moment. Not necessarily that you will want to draw away from the situation, step back from the situation, but it's just like the power that you're going to have of actually being able to have this third psychic eye so enhanced, that your different dimension and your subconscious mind is going to be like, oh my god, spread all around everywhere. And that in itself is just going to make you realize so much, and that in itself is just going to help you to have a huge, massive decision which you're going to make and go towards. Okay, now what else I was going to say, my gorgeous Leos, is when it comes to the actual health, I will tell you that the sensitive area, it's actually going to be your head, for example, and it's just this is going to be where I see a little bit of negative energy. So basically, if you can take a combination of magnesium, just remember to take it natural without any rubbish ingredients or anything like that. So if you take magnesium in combination with this herb, feverfew, so it's a magnesium and feverfew. This is the combination that I would like you to take, especially when it comes to your headache, or every time when you have a headache and things like that. If you're in any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, please check with your doctor, because only your doctor or GP can tell you whether you can take these medications or not. But these are all natural supplements. It's like magnesium, which is good for many other things, like your muscles and things like that. And the feverfew, feverfew is the herb, natural herb that have been used for many years, hundreds of years, for headache, migraines and things like that, and I would highly recommend this. Okay, when it comes to those of you that are actually in relationship, it is just when it comes to those of you that are actually in relationship, your partner is going to do something and you're not going to like it, because you will see your partner maybe in such a way, in a little bit of negative way, especially when it comes to them responding to something, then them doing something, when it comes to them making certain decision and being a little bit selfish in your eyes. This is the bottom line here. So it's going to be kind of maybe a little bit of strange feelings in between you and your partner this week, but this is only because nothing that you have done, but it's coming from your partner, and this is going to be playing on your mind and playing on your mind and playing on your mind, especially when it comes to you thinking something about them. So you will think about them and you will not maybe like something, and this is going to be this is going to be the starting point because of something quite quite unusual. I'm not saying you're going to split up or anything just yet, but there are certain problems and certain issues that you're going to need to sit down and you're going to need to work on, because if you don't work on these issues, it's not going to be good later on. So this is an important time, because the things are not going to be that great because of that. Nothing that you did, but it's just going to end up making you feel like you're a little bit scared of like the certain stage in your life going further because of this. Okay, now for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingle, you see, it's just basically, for those of you that are single, you see, it's going to be a great time to meet people, great time to take care of yourself, great time to take care of your health. And I can see that you will be thinking a lot about your diet, and you will be thinking a lot about what you put into your mouth. This is so good, and you will be enjoying this. I'm saying this because this is at around the time when you're going to kind of also, at the same time, when you're at the peak of this, like thinking about your health, and especially when you're kind of focusing on change when it comes to your health. There is someone in particular that is going to come through forward, and is going to be very, very attractive, very sexy, very vavomish, but at the same time you're not going to like this person, because you will know at the same time that something is not right, and you're going to be absolutely right, because that person is just going to kind of remind you of somebody else that you shouldn't really go out with, and somebody else that you should kind of move on. So this is also an important time when it comes to karma and your own learning experience, and also it's going to be like step away from that situation, that person, just run run while you can. Okay, so I'm just going to take this these are the cards you see that I had here at the beginning of the reading when I was doing like a world reading. So I'm going to take this away because I put them on top of the others. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Virgo. You are just going to have a really life-changing option. You are going to surprise yourself this week. Oh my God. You're going to surprise yourself this week. You're going to get your balance back this week. You're going to feel really good this week. You're going to feel on top of the world this week. But this is all due to what you've done. So you're going to be like, hey, how you doing? Sorry, excuse me. I really apologize. Yeah, so you are going to absolutely be so happy. You're going to be on top of the world, because you will realize something absolutely ridiculously important about yourself, about your achievements, about your skills, about your financial situation. Something that you have done lately is going to work out for you like there is no tomorrow. Something that you have done lately that you weren't too sure about. Something that you have done lately and maybe it's just went like a little bit like this and just one, just a certain balance, and now recently it just went boom, like that, up, and it's just going to up like there is no tomorrow. So it's going to be the moment like, oh la la, it's going up a bit more, but it's not going to be evident what happened so good. It's not going to be evident straight away what made your life and your success much better, what exactly caused it. You will know how to step away from the situation and look at the bigger picture, but there's still going to be lots of bits and pieces that are going to be missing, and these bits and pieces that are going to be missing are going to come through the actual certain authority, and someone is going to come through, someone is going to come forward and it's going to tell you like really it's going to praise you up. You're going to feel so good, because this is the moment of your recognition. So for those of you that are self-employed, you're going to be like, hey, it's going to be really busy and great time, and it's going to be so much better than what you thought, and it's like other things are going to be revealed here, and you're just going to kind of be really surprised, because I don't even know how to explain, but it's just basically you took the certain road, you took the certain route lately, and you actually surprised yourself a little bit. You were a little bit nervous about that. You were a little bit uncertain about that, because you added something, you started doing something, and you were just not too sure whether this is the right thing. Now this is going to pay off for you. Now this is the time, this is the moment when you're going to see this absolutely fantastic outcome, and that in itself is just going to make you realize that this is a highly transformative time for you. This is the time of transformation. This is the time of rebirth, and it happened slightly sooner than what you expected, and it happened in a slightly different way than you expected, and this is just the beginning. Just remember, my babies, it's like the actual recognition that you are going to have, and this is going to make you feel good. It's beautiful support by the community, support by people around you. You're going to be able to like kind of surprise lots of people as well with this, but lots of people majority of people are actually not going to be surprised because they know how amazing you are, they know how capable you are, they know how powerful you are. So you always keep on surprising people anyway, so in the good way, of course. So people are not going to be surprised that much, but it's still going to be really, really good. The bottom line is this fantastic recognition that you are going to have. You're going to feel proud of yourself, and authority is going to come through forward, and it's just going to make you realize there is a very important request and challenge that is just going to be connected to this at the same time. Request and challenge, but this is just going to be the option that comes as the next thing that you should do, and most certainly something very powerful, most certainly the new starting point, because this is going to be the perfect balance and combination in between spiritual and material prosperity, which is absolutely perfect. On another hand, there is going to be the problem that is going to bounce back, this issue that is going to bounce back when it comes to your personal life, and you just have to listen to your intuition, because it looks like you're going to decide something, or you're going to do something that is going to be quite major, quite huge, quite massive, a big decision when it comes to your personal life, a big decision when it comes to somebody else, a big decision that is also going to surprise you, but you will know that is the best thing to do. You will know that this is the right thing to do indeed. On another hand, let me tell you something, my babies, there is an inheritance that I'm seeing. My gorgeous Virgos, I'm seeing an inheritance, and whether you have a family, you know, there is certainly going to be an inheritance, or you're going to hear about it. But also it's very much so connected to something that it could be also like an inheritance or something that was left from before, but it was left with a certain era, it was left with a certain issue, it was left with a certain problem, it was left with a certain adjustment that was needed to be made by you. So there is also going to be a very strong connection with you making a certain adjustment or certain edit when it comes to the certain inheritance or certain money that was owed to you that is actually coming towards you. If you haven't got anybody to leave you money or inheritance, then you're still going to kind of hear about a certain money that is going to come towards you, that you're going to be part of, but other people are also going to be part of this money as well. Okay, so, and that is going to be the good starting point, and most certainly at that moment in time, something is going to become available to you, some really big change that you want to make, you want to do, big step forward that you couldn't do before, and now your financial situation is just going to make you realize, hey baby, you have got more than you were asking, you've got more resources than you've got, just go for it, light your candle and go for it. Okay, this is just so big, this is just so huge, it is all about your prosperity, it is all about money and finances. This week everything is going to start making sense, and everything is going to fall into places. I'm so happy for you, because you're also going to make a really important mature decision, and that in itself is just going to make you feel very happy, and it's going to help you like to kind of like release the karmic baggages. Karmic baggages affect you, Virgo, quite a lot. It affects every single sign in a different way, but when it comes to you, if you end up with a lot of karmic baggages, it is going to affect you in a very heavy way, just like a Scorpio, Virgo, Libra, all similar when it comes to like a karmic baggage. You know, it affects you without you even realizing. It affects your energy and things like that. So this is why this is going to make sense. On another hand, you know, it's the basically journey, certain trip or journey is going to be planned this week, or it's going to be planned at around this week, and it's going to be very evident. And this is also going to be really important, because that is going to help you to kind of like come to an end with the dark part of your life, with a negative part of your life, with a negative issue in your life that you don't like to think about, you don't like to talk about, let alone deal with it. This is an important journey trip that you're going to have, because once you make this is going to become sacred time for you. You don't need to go on the trip or journey in this particular week, but as long as you book it at this time, or as long as you book this time, as long as you're thinking about, you know, this trip or journey at around this time, you're still going to have this energy attached to it of this week, which is just the point. So you can think about it and book it this week, but you can go in like July, August, September, November, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. However, the outcome is going to be good, the outcome is going to be sacred, and you're going to end up with a wonderful realization that is going to also at the same time confirm something really important to you. Okay, do you know this week you will have a control over the situation, especially when it comes to the complete and sudden change, when it comes to the certain people, certain relationships, certain part of your life. This is an important time because you are indeed going to have control over a situation, strength, courage, energy, determination. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic accomplishment this week, and something very, very positive is going to be revealed to you at the end of this week. By the end of this week, the new option is going to be revealed to you, and that new option is going to become at the same time rebirth. You know, very important time for those of you that were maybe feeling a little bit low, for those of you that are maybe feeling a little bit bad, for those of you that were maybe feeling a little bit unhappy. There were lots of things happening that were affecting lots of people at the same time, like in such a way that where things affect us, without even realizing, basically. So that's why I'm saying that this is going to be so good, and it most certainly is going to be a new starting point, and new opportunity is also going to become available at the end of this week. For those of you that are looking for work, please go to apply for as many jobs as you can, because there is something very special going to happen this week indeed. Okay, so just basically I would like to advise you, just listen to your intuition, because there is also something unusual going to happen. Unusual option will become available to you, and it's so much connected to what you do, so much connected to your skills, so much connected to what you've done so far, but it's also going to be completely different. Do not be scared, baby. Jump in the water and start swimming. If you don't jump in the water, you're never going to learn how to swim. This is the time to jump in the water. Okay, so now my babies, basically, when it comes to the actual health, your eyes are going to be quite effective. Your eyes are going to be quite sensitive this week indeed. So I highly suggest you to drink carrot juice for eyes, which becomes like a beta carotene. And also, if you don't like carrot juice, then you can get like a beta carotene capsules. As long as they're completely natural, without any rubbish and without any nasty ingredients, I highly recommend you to get this. It's so good for you. But if you could drink like organic juice, that would be absolutely brilliant, because the organic juice is just so organic carrot juice is so good for you. And also it is going to be like the mixture of wheatgrass, what else I was going to say, it's amino acids and proteins. You're going to need something like amino acids and protein, okay, and wheatgrass. Or please try to get wheatgrass capsules. Absolutely fantastic. Something that is going to bring you wonderful balance, something that is going to help you a lot, something that is going to help you to to flush out the toxins out of the system, but it's also going to help you to top up with the protein, okay, and amino acids. Okay, so it's a wheatgrass capsules, or if you can get like the actual powder, it's up to you. But if you do go for capsules, then just check with your doctor or check with your GP, because only they can tell you whether this will interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so now basically I'm going to say what is going to happen for those of you in a relationship. Now, for those of you in a relationship, there is an issue, there is a problem that you're going to have to sit down, you're going to need to sort out. The issue and the problem that you're going to need to sit down and sort out, it's actually going to be relevant to the certain work, relevant to the certain skills, and it's also going to be relevant to the certain option that your partner decided to go for, and it's just not working longer. Something kind of like that your partner decided to take, something that your partner decided to, a certain direction that they took, it's just affected both of you, and you're maybe not too sure whether this is the right direction or not. However, it is going to be very much needed to break this through, and it's going to be very much needed to have a certain readjustment with your partner, and that readjustment that you're going to have with your partner is going to be quite good and very much so needed, because something very interesting is going to come out of it. This is an important time for you as well to sit down and talk about the problems, talk about the issues that have been affecting you both, because if you don't sort it out at this moment in time, it is just going to prolong and turn into something completely different later on. Okay, for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingle, I can see you going out, I can see you really rediscovering yourself, and this is not the first week that I'm seeing this is not the first time that I'm seeing this, and I really like it. But also at the same time, there is a certain like a course you're going to become a part of, a certain journey that you're going to become a part of, and that journey is very much so going to be connected to you learning something. At a time when you get an idea about a certain progress, about a certain course, about a certain stage that is about to happen in your life, that is about to unfold in your life, there is also someone very special that is about to come into your life. There is someone very special that you're about to meet. There is someone very special that is about to put a big smile on your face, and this is going to be brilliant. You are about to rediscover yourself through somebody else. You're about to rediscover your life through somebody else. You're about to rediscover your happiness through somebody else, and this is going to be mind-blowing. This is going to be amazing. My advice is be open-minded and go for as many options as you can, because the certain option is about to bring you this certain person, and this person is going to change everything and is going to remind you what the happiness is again. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Libra. Libra, 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 Libra. That's you, my beautiful Libra. Butterfly, butterfly, butterfly. That's what you are. Libra, Libra, Libra. You're going to be flying like a little butterfly. You're going to be so busy. This is the week, this is the moment when you will have a really wonderful energy. Please try to do certain detox. It's so important for you to do detox and try to drink as much water as you can from the beginning of this week right until the end of this week. And on another hand, what else I was going to say, smudging. Please, you need to work with these energies. I said this before and I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to say it every single time I say it. So basically take the I don't know where my smudging, here it is. You see, take a smudging stick. You see this, I have this all the time, and I spoke about smudging and I'm going to say it again. This is an important time to do your smudging. Try to do it at the beginning of the week. Right at the beginning of the week would be absolutely perfect, but it's just so important. Even if you have just one little room, if you're renting one little room, people are constantly asking me, what if I'm having just little room? Do that little room wherever your environment is. Just close all the windows, take a little saucer, put it underneath, burn this, make sure you've got a saucer because it's really like messy indeed, and go into every single room in the house with a saucer like this. You light this with a lighter or matches, once it's burning, you can have a little mantra. You can go into every single room in the house, and also you can say like a little mantra. You can say a little daily mantra, like some kind of affirmation. You can say a little prayer to your angels, to your spirit guides, to your God. It all depends how you feel. This is the key. How you feel, this is the answer. How you feel, it's going to reveal what the vibration is. And just make sure you go to every single room in the house while the windows are closed, and then at the end just basically open all the windows, and then as the smoke goes out, the negative energy goes away. As the smoke goes out, the negativity goes away, and also it's going to kind of make you feel like a little bit drained. It's going to make you feel a little bit tired. It's going to make you feel a little bit spaced out. And if you do feel like quite a lot spaced out of this cleansing in your home, that's actually quite good, and it's only going to last for a day or two, for a couple of days, the most. And the most you feel spaced out, it means that the more negative energy you have. So it's going to be brilliant for you, for your house, but also at the same time for you to get rid of the negative energy. And if you do feel drained or spaced out the next day or the very next day after that, then that means that you had a lot of negative energies like within you, and that is actually quite good to get rid of. So this is something that I highly recommend. And on another hand, what else I was going to say, this is just going to start with the good news. You're going to have a really good news. I'm so happy for you. And you see, as soon as I talked to you, this is the sunshine came. You see, it was the raining up until now, and I come to Libra, and it's the sunshine. You see? Okay, so basically you just have to remember to behave, because you never behave. So basically, this is all about the good news that you are going to have. Behave. No, this is all about the good news that you are going to have, and that good news that you're going to have is just going to reflect so much on you, your life, on your financial situation, because this is going to be the huge starting point, and this is going to give you power. This is going to give you energy, and accomplishment is going to be so strong, and determination is going to become very powerful. You will want to make a really big change, and people are going to be surprised with you in a good way, and you're going to be surprised with yourself in a good way, because you're finally doing it. Because at the same time, there is a sacred power that you're going to have. Whatever new you start, it's going to be sacred. Whatever new you start, it's going to be very powerful and very, very strong indeed. So it's all about the new beginning. It's all about the new beginning. And you know what? Let me tell you, you also, Libra, you also have like a number 1. You have your own number, which is going to be like a really your lucky number this week. Come on. So it's number 1. Please try to put number 1 in your pocket. Try to write it down in your hand. Have a little like a pendant with number 1. Whatever you do, just try to try to attach yourself to this particular energy of this number 1, because this number 1 is just going to enhance this even more. And what else I was going to say is just all about the new beginning. And what else is going to happen? It's the actual certain attraction is going to become very evident when it comes to some kind of advancement in your life. Certain attraction is going to become very evident when it comes to the certain advancement in your life. What else is going to happen? It is going to be an invitation, opportunity that you're going to have, and this is going to be literally mind-blowing. You're going to need to change your things a little bit. You're going to need to be naughty a little bit. You're going to need to not being selfish, but you're just going to need to make sure that you come first. You need to think about yourself, my babies, okay? You need to think about yourself. You need to be happy first in order to make everybody else happy around you. So if there is a situation, if there is a person that come across that wants you to come kind of pay attention to them this week, you really should kind of like pay attention to yourself and make sure that you do necessarily adjustments, because this is going to be the week for you to do changes, and so you can kind of reflect on everybody else. What else I was going to say, also an advancement. This is all about the advancement, and this is all about you realizing this finally. You've got more resources than you need in order to move on with your life, and also you're going to feel so good, and you know that this is all wise, because it's all coming from the actual decision that you took not that long ago, that maybe certain people were like, what did he do? What did she do? And now you're just going to be, what did I say? It's absolutely brilliant to prove it to yourself, but to prove it to other people by an important moment is coming to an end, and even better, like new, massive, huge beginning. It's about to start happening here in the form of like adventure. Your organization was good some while back. Your skills were absolutely brilliant. This is all connected to the parallel situation that you just didn't know what to do. It was all about timing. And now this is about to unfold, and you're about to end up with an absolutely mind-blowing choices. Couple of choices this week are going to be mind-blowing. Couple of choices are going to be absolutely fantastic. One is going to be like a career-wise when it comes to work, and the other one is going to be when it comes to emotions. Oh my god, this is going to be absolutely brilliant, you see. And what else I was going to say, that it is the problem, the burden that you had for a long time when it comes to immediate family as well. It's just going to kind of come to an end. I'm so happy, but the burden that you had, I'm not saying that it was necessarily related to money and the finances, but it was just related to you feeling more secure, you feeling powerful, and you feeling ready to go on the next stage of your life. And you were absolutely right to actually think this way. You were absolutely right to actually think this, because it's all about a certain judgment that you are actually going through, judgment that you made, and this judgment was absolutely right, because now you will be dealing this at the right moment, at the right time, and you will have an accomplishment instead of having something really, really bad or something that just didn't work right, basically. What else I was going to say, it's basically, there is a certain crisis that you will feel. Do you know what? Don't get me wrong, like crisis, no, somebody's going to try to dominate you, and the actual domination is going to be the key. Listen to me very carefully. Libera. Domination is going to be the key. Somebody trying to dominate you. Somebody's going to try to dominate you this week, and that is going to be a starting point. That is going to be the time for you to realize, to know that it's time to move on. Okay? And that's exactly what you're going to do. Because that in itself, my babies, is just going to become really huge, massive number 1, massive starting point, and it's going to give you great determination, initiative, and strength. So that situation is going to actually turn in such a way that your butterfly wings are going to become even more powerful, even more strong, because what is going to happen? Great determination, initiative, strength, you see activity and power and success, you know, and all these things and all these feelings and all these emotions are going to be a driving force. Absolutely brilliant. When it comes to the actual health, you see the energy levels are going to be good. The energy levels are going to be brilliant throughout this week, but it's just a little tiny bit of stress. Now it's a tiny little bit of stress that you're going to feel, which is absolutely normal, because you're going to be dealing with lots of things, you're going to be dealing with lots of situations, you're going to be making decisions in such a way where you're going to find yourself being the part of this dimension where you wouldn't be normally, okay? And that is going to be a little bit draining, because that on another hand is going to make you to be the part of the different dimensions. So that's why it's going to cause a little bit of stress, and that's why I'm asking you to take like a natural B complex. If you can take a natural organic B complex, or if you can eat food that are very, very extremely ridiculously high in B vitamins, please. So important. If you do get like a natural B complex, you know, organic, without any nasty or fake ingredients, please try to check with your doctor, check with your GP whether this can interact with your existing medications, if you are on any other medications, or if you're pregnant, or if you're breastfeeding. Oh my God. Now, Libra, you know, I say this because I say, oh my God, because it seems like quite few couples are gonna need to like sit down and sort things out this week. Like really important week when it comes to the advancement, not only like when it comes to money and finances, but it's also when it comes to couples, love and things like that. Very, very powerful time when it comes to the actual spiritual journeys, when it comes to us sharing our spiritual journey with other people. So basically it's the little difficulty that I can see in between you and your partner, like especially when it comes to like maybe dealing with a certain problems. I can see a little bit of stroppiness, I can see a little bit of uneasiness, I can see a little bit of like oh gosh, this is not going to be the great time to actually sit down and talk, most certainly, or sort things out. This week I would just say to you, just like kind of keep doing your thing, you know, even if you feel a little bit stroppy, if your partner is a little bit stroppy or something like that, negative, just remember that this whole week this energy is going to be a little bit like that. So it's going to be quite difficult and not the right vibration in between you, which is going to make you to react with each other quite not in a nice way. So most certainly this is not going to kind of be like a really good week for the actual couples when it comes to you to actually sort things out. But there is also something that your partner is going to do that you're not going to be too happy about, and this is also going to become quite evident. Okay, and for those of you that are single and ready to mingle, now we are talking. Now you see, you're gonna kind of do something really healthy this week. You're gonna kind of take care of yourself really nicely, and also at the moment in time when you hear something about the finances, when you hear a good news about your financial situation, this is the moment, this is the time when you're actually going to meet somebody really, really special, meet somebody really, really different, meet somebody very calming. There is something going to be very calming about this person that you're going to meet, and that is just going to make you feel really nice. That is just going to make you feel really good. That is going to make you feel a little bit different. Immediately when you meet this person, you're going to have these butterflies in your stomach, and this person is going to have butterflies in their stomach as well, and you're going to find them absolutely ridiculously attractive, and they're going to find you ridiculously attractive. But you will know that there is something different about this person, different in a good way. So this is going to be the beginning of something really, really special when it comes to you and when it comes to this particular person. It's just almost going to be like an advanced level of what you would normally go for. This person is going to be an advanced level. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Scorpio. Scorpio, you're going to see something very unusual this week when it comes to you being connected with the nature. You will be part of the nature. You will be somehow part of the nature. You don't really necessarily have to go outside. Maybe Maybe it will be with your plants. Look how many plants I've got. Maybe you will have like about 5 plants at home, and then you're going to be playing with them, you're going to be touching them, talking to them, and something is going to come to your mind, you know, something is going to come to you, a certain realization that is going to make sense. Or maybe you will be outside, part of the nature. This nature, the bottom line is that something natural is going to trigger something very important in you. And what is going to be triggered in you, it's also going to be connected to the certain dream that you had not that long ago. The dream that you had not long ago was involving what you want your life to be. This dream was involving other people in your life as well, but it's also going to give you kind of life-changing realization, life-changing information that you're actually going to have through all this. This is so important because it's also going to make you realize that you want to kind of reflect yourself in a slightly different direction. When it comes to the learning, you will really feel like you want to kind of learn something and start kind of like some kind of learning experience. But it's just so much going to come through this dream that you had not that long ago. It's going to come so much through your connection with the nature and with the flowers. And before what I said, that this connection with the flowers that you're actually going to have is just pay attention to what you feel, pay attention to what you feel drawn to. This is the bottom line. When I say that you're going to have a connection with when you are around the plants at home or you're outside, just see what you feel drawn to, see what you feel connected to, see what gives you confidence, see what gives you excitement. And that at the same time, it's going to make you feel a little bit indecisive. It's going to make you realize also that sometimes you're very powerless with the certain situations in your life. Follow your dreams, follow what your subconscious mind is telling you, follow your intuition. Do not waste your time with things that are making you unhappy. Do not waste your time with things that are bringing you down. Do not waste your time with things that are making you feel negative, because this, as I said, life is all too short. So now basically, it is the certain disorganization that you had some time ago that just caused you even to kind of think in a slightly different way. But the bottom line is that at the same time, you will be praised up about your skill. At the same time, this is going to be the great time for the work, great time for the career. Somebody's going to come through forward, and you're just going to kind of rediscover yourself through your own skill. Something that you thought that you don't like, now it's going to be reawakening that you're going to have, and you're about to learn something very special about yourself, how important and major your role is in this world. Oh my God, everybody is absolutely good for something. You know, the certain person who's like a mathematician or something, somebody who's like the best person in math, you know, it's not going to be necessarily best person when they're painting the house, or it's not going to be the best gardener. You know, somebody is not good for absolutely everything. And this is what I'm saying, you know, and this is so important. You know, let me tell you something, my babies. Your life is going to be changed after this week. It's all about you having your own homecoming time. For the last 4 years, things have been very strange for Scorpios. For the last 4 years, things have been quite unusual, even more unusual, but unusual in such a way where you found yourself like being maybe not lost, but uncertain. So instead of like looking forward to things, you were just kind of getting on and hoping for something else. This is because you were part of the certain cortex, and this part of this cortex affecting you in such a way where you just knew to follow your power, follow your strength, and to do this and to stay successful and to stay okay. Just keep on being like committed to the task at hand. But there was not as much happiness, excitement as you would have normally for the last 4 years. Now this is about to change. That's why this week is so important, and that's why this is going to be a homecoming time, because finally, suddenly, you're going to start seeing things crystal clear. And this crystal clear is just going to become like an absolute energy that is just going to be absolutely life-changing. It's your homecoming time, and also it is just going to make you realize certain regret, certain friendship, a certain person is going to come to an end, and it's the realization. And I'm sorry to say this, but it's just going to be something that you're going to realize through this. And so what you're going to realize through this is just going to come through the certain transformation, through the certain maybe like a little conflict. But then again, that in itself just required you to get a certain like advice from some kind of spiritual teacher. But this is absolutely brilliant, because let me tell you something, that is going to be huge for you, because it's going to be a very mature decision. The bottom line is you're going to make a really powerful and mature decision, and you're going to surprise yourself really beautifully. And this is so good, because this means that your spiritual journey is going through the very important stage. Remember what I said. So you're about to evolve from one level to another. So that's why this is going to be so important. Watch this space, and you also are going to receive a very important information when it comes to your own life, now, and your own achievement. Okay, and that is going to be an important point, because it's going to become connected to a certain challenge, but you will like this. Okay, this challenge is going to be good. It's going to bring you the wonderful conclusion to this huge problem that was dragging you down. Okay, and you know, financially I like it, because it's financially you will want to kind of take things on a whole new level. Financially this is going to be good, and most certainly this is going to be the new starting point when it comes to your finances. I absolutely like this. This week is going to be the week of perfection. This week is going to be the week of honor. This week is going to be the week of when you're going to finally kind of enjoy yourself. Finally you're going to love your life. Finally you're going to really like your experience, and that in itself is just going to open so many new doors. I'm so happy. Not only you're gonna have an ultimate change, fulfillment, because of your own capability, because of the things that you have done, but it's also all about like your takings, rewards from hard work, success, and admiration from others. That is so good, because once you get all this in the right way, in the right order, once all this happen, you know, you Scorpio, my babies, you're literally on top of the world. I'm so happy for you, because most certainly this is the time, this is the moment when things are going to start changing for you. This is absolutely fantastic. Certain traveling is going to become evident there for you. Just go for it. But just before you go to travel, before you know, whenever that is, you know, before you book your journey, while you're booking this journey, just kind of make a certain wish. What would you like to find out? The reason I say this, because there is a strong connection with you making this journey and finding out something very, very important about your life through the certain idea. But this is going to be one step at a time, and this is going to happen like while you're booking this journey, when you go on there, or while you're coming back. It depends. It really doesn't matter whether you go on this week or whether you just book this week, so it has got this energy of this week attached to it. However, the outcome is going to be good. Basically, I mean to say that even if you book this week and you go in November, for example, on the holidays, it's still this journey, this trip that I said, is still going to be very strongly connected to the energy of this particular month, this particular week. So it doesn't matter. You're still going to have a life-changing idea. Okay? What else I was going to say, when it comes to the actual health, you see, you're going to have like a little bit of like a detox. You're going to need to pay attention to your liver. You're going to need to pay attention to your kidneys, indeed, but especially to your liver. Drink lots of water, my babies, and take milk thistle. Milk thistle is one of the best herbs when it comes to detox, when it comes to our liver, when it comes to our kidneys, and I highly recommend this. You take milk thistle for a while. You don't take it all the time. You take it for like about a few weeks. Then you have a little bit, like a few weeks. Take it for 6 weeks. Then you take 2 weeks breaks. Then you take it for 6 weeks again. Then you have 2 weeks breaks, and then you stop. You see, you just take it for a while, and then you stop. You take it for a while, and then you stop. You don't take this for a whole time, you know, all the time. And this is going to help you so much when it comes to your detox, when it comes to your actual detox, and when it comes to flush out the toxins, negative toxins out of the system. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, please check with your doctor, check with your GP, because only your doctor or only your GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so basically what else I was going to say, for those of you that are in a relationship, this is fantastic, this is brilliant, wonderful. There is a very, very interesting knowledge that your partner is going to have, and this is going to be mind-blowing time for you. You're going to find out something about your partner. You're going to find out some kind of secret about your partner, something that your partner decided to do a long time ago, some while back, and now this is going to be a payback time. You're going to love it, because most certainly this is the time of rewards when it comes to the really important decision that your partner made not that long ago. Okay, so this is going to be absolutely brilliant. For those of you that are single and ready to mingle, there is already going to be this sex appeal and sexiness around you, Scorpio, this week like there is no tomorrow. You will flirt, you will enjoy that, you will enjoy the radiance, but also at the same time, there is a business person that is kind of that is about to walk into your life, and this business person is going going to walk into your life, it's actually going to happen when at around the time when you are focusing yourself towards the new stage of the learning experience, of the new stage, new journey of your current current stage of what you are doing and what you're focusing on. This is at around the time when there is this business person going to walk into your life and change everything. Okie dokie. Okay, so the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, is going to be Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you are going to have a ridiculously busy week. You're going to be very popular this week. You're going to have a huge confidence. You're going to have a huge power. You will know that now it's time to move on. This week is all about a redirection. My babies, no more waiting. No more waiting. This is the time for changes. This is the time to move on. This is the time to change your life. This is the time of readjustment. This is so important, I can't even explain. It is all going to start with a certain indecisive situation, but you will know that that indecisive situation is just going to be so much important, because in order to have your balance, to get your balance back, you will know that there is an abandonment of the certain part of your life that is going to happen. That abandonment is going to be so significant and is going to be so evident, because it's just, you will know that you will have difficulties in launching new projects and difficult situations in general if you don't do this. Okay, and this in itself is just going to bring you fantastic synchronicity immediately. It's fantastic synchronicity, and it's going to make you feel absolutely brilliant, and the whole new optimism is going to come through. The whole new optimism is going to come forward. You will know that basically it's just a really important part of your life. It is just about to change as well, but this is going to be so good because other people in your life that you trust so much are going to become evident here, because you're going to need a little bit of advice. You're going to need a little bit of direction, but the advice and direction that you're going to need, I need to tell you this, that this can only come from the people this week that you really know, only people that really understand you, and only people that can actually tell you 100,000,000% honestly what is going on, what they think that you should do. Okay, those people in your life that are like a family members that will tell you things that you may not like, you may be pissed off a little bit, but you know it's as honest as anything. On another hand, very important situation with an authoritative person is going to happen. An authoritative figure is going to start something, it's going to tell you something, that a certain money is about to come to you, about the financial situation, you're going to hear something really good. And that in itself is going to help you with a certain departure. That in itself is going to also help you with a certain judgment. You know. This is also karmically going to be like ooh la la week, which means that karmically you're going to need to you need to forget to someone, some kind of person that you got really upset with not that long ago. Please drop it. Somebody that you got upset with, but this is a really good person in your life. This is somebody really good. This is somebody that really loves you, and you love them back. Not necessarily lover, not necessarily boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, but it's just basically it could have been a friend from a really long time, friend from a childhood even. You know, it all depends. You really need to maybe see who did you kind of close the door in between. You close the door in between you and somebody else, and you should have done this because the other person loves you. The other person wants to come back into your life. The other person is real. The other person can be a little bit strange, a little bit unusual, but that doesn't mean that you should take things personally. I think you took something personally maybe when you shouldn't have, and now you need to understand who this is. Now you need to open this door again. Now you need to let them in. This is an important time for you to realize it. This is important for you to realize that it's time to actually let them in. This is so significant because directly this is going to be connected to your spiritual journey, indeed, to your karma, and automatically this is going to be a completely open a new door for you, an improvement when it comes to your life in general. This is how all this is going to be connected, an improvement, huge improvement, and that in itself is going to even open and invite and attract a promotion into your life. I can't explain how important this is. Oh my God. So in order to have a promotion and in order to have a really massive and huge development in your life, you're going to need to start with forgiving and forgetting to somebody very prominent in your life. Maybe you close your door to them, but they were really nice people, like a nice person that you know, maybe from even childhood and things like that. You just need to see who this is. Very important, because now also you're going to have a life-changing promotion here. My Lord, life-changing promotion. For those of you that are looking for work, please keep on looking for work, looking for job, because there is something absolutely mind-blowing going to happen here. For those of you that are retired and for those of you that don't need to work, this is also going to be such an important week. I can't even explain to you, because after this week nothing is going to be the same anymore. And this is because the whole new option is going to become available, and that in itself is just all about your own improvement, development, promotion, and most certainly outcome of the past effort. My Lord, outcomes of the past effort. I'm talking about the last 24 months even, the last 24 months. Okay, and let me just tell you that this week, by the end of this week, you will feel like you had your own rebirth. Absolutely fantastic. All about you and your own transformation. Let me just tell you something else. This week is going to be a huge accomplishment that is going to give you amazing confidence, and also it's a wonderful influence that you are going to have from somebody, and just follow it, because there is going to be a little secret that is going to be revealed to you at the same time. And also the certain family member, prominent family member, is going to have a wicked, fantastic news for you this week. Okay, when it comes to the actual health, basically this is going to be an important time when it comes to health, because it is going to be you're going to need protein. Sorry. You're going to need protein. So please, if you can have 2 organic eggs per day. I know this sounds weird, like 2 organic eggs, but please, it's so important to have 2 organic eggs per day, because it is going to be the certain protein, certain amount of protein that you're going to have. An egg, each egg has at around 6 grams of protein, if I'm not wrong. So it's just so important, and it contains all these amino acids that are so essential, so important, and it's, please try to have 2 eggs every single day throughout the week, because it's going to help you with this balance, and balance is going to happen. Imbalance is going to happen because of the lack of protein. Okay, if you don't, for example, if you don't want to have eggs as a source of protein, then maybe you can have a different type of protein, like maybe whey protein, whey powder, whey protein, organic whey powder, whey protein with all organic ingredients, without any rubbish, that's it. If you don't want to have eggs, I completely understand. Maybe you're vegan, you don't want to have eggs, it's up to you. But it's just about to have 2 organic eggs per day, or whey protein, it's just this the protein that I would like you to have this week, because it's just going to be so significant for you, and it's just something that you're really going to benefit from, and it's just going to go absolutely perfect with this vibration. Okay, what else I was going to say is just yes. For those of you in relationship, you and your partner are going to realize you're going to have some kind of hermit moment, which means that you're both going to be going through slightly unusual dimension, but it's just going to be so perfect for your both relationships. So you're going to realize something, that it's in order for your relationship to work, you're going to need to make certain changes, both of you. This week is all going to be about you making certain changes with your partner in order to make your relationship va-va-voom again. Okay, the second thing I was going to say, for those of you that are actually single, it is just at around the time when you feel a very attractive, not attractive, but very artistic. There's going to be throughout the week when you're going to feel very artistic, but there's a couple of days in particular where you will want to kind of focus on your home, focus on the changes in your home. This is the moment, this is the time when you're going to invite somebody else into your home. There is somebody very family orientated that is going to become the part of the scenario that you are going to meet for the first time, when there are going to be other people around, and it's going to be one step at a time. But both of you, as soon as you look at each other, you're going to be like, hello, my darling. And it's somebody that is going to make a huge change to your life later on. What I like about this person is the optimism that you're going to feel when you're around this person, and it's going to be vice versa. This person is going to feel exactly the same. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, so now my next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Capricornius, Capricornius, Capricornius. Don't lose your balance. This is going to be the week when you're going to be super sharp, you're going to be super powerful, and you're really going to feel like you're on top of the world. You see, an authoritative person is also going to kind of tell you something, and what the authoritative person is going to tell you, you will kind of feel maybe a little bit, oh no, I could have done it better in such a way. But that in itself is going to be the huge massive trigger point. That in itself is going to make you realize that it's an important time for you to move on, because at the same time you will realize something, the whole new option is going to become available to you. They will do you a huge favor by doing this. Your skill, certain skill, is going to become really evident, and that in itself is just going to make you step away from the situation, have a little hermit moment. You're going to feel like a little bit, oh my god, what should I do, you know? And then you will realize that a certain stage of your life is coming to an end, and now you will want the next stage. This is all about you going on the next stage. This is huge, this is massive. You will either want to have a promotion, you will either want to kind of do more, and there is most certainly going to become an option when you will be able to kind of have a certain promotion and take a new step, take a new direction, basically within your own work, within your own career, I was going to say. So this is the moment, this is an important moment, because you will want to kind of rise above it. You will want to do more, you will want to explore what you do, you will want to explore new depths, because you're going to find yourself a little bit boring, in a boring situation, being a part of the maybe boring situation. You will really want to move on by having more responsibility, by doing more, by focusing on more. So you will want to stay either in your own work, but you will really feel like it's time to move on if there is no any other movement that where you can move, if there is nothing, no promotion, nothing like that. This is the moment, this is so important moment where you're going to realize, oh, maybe this was an illusion, maybe I should move on. And that in itself is just going to be so powerful. You don't have to do it straight away, you're not going to do it straight away, but some of you will want to move on, you see, like that. Like some of you are going to start thinking about this so much, because it's going to resolve in you feeling like a little bit powerless if you want to move on. And those of you who will be able to have a certain promotion, for those of you who are going to have a certain options within the company, you will just go for it, and that is just going to be your own wisdom, and that will just be your own intuition that is just going to be go like this, And what I find really interesting is that if that happened like about a few months ago, you just wouldn't go for it, but because this is highly transformative time for you as well, there are going to be few things that you're going to become a part of, and they are really going to surprise you. There is some kind of illusion that you're going to realize, and the illusion that you're going to realize is that it's time to move on. Also an ending that is just going to be so good, an ending that is going to be really good. It's going to be an ending when it comes to the worry about a certain person in your life, certain person, an immediate family member, somebody who means to you quite a lot, maybe your friend that is like showing like a family member. There was something quite wrong with this person, there was something not quite right, and you were worrying now, maybe subconsciously you were worrying that you didn't even realize. Well, the problem is coming to an end, and this is absolutely brilliant. And also you will be able to kind of help this person, because you will be able to kind of warn them about a little problem, warn them about a little danger through your own situation, through your own experience as well. What else I was going to say, what I really find it very great here, this is all about your own material attainment. Financially, you're going to find yourself really brilliant. Financially, you're going to find yourself being at an advantage, and that in itself is just going to reflect on your health, it reflect on your optimism, and that is just going to give you even more confidence, you see. Let me just tell you something that it's basically what's going to happen is just that the financially, this is going to be the really huge, massive starting point. You will want to take care of yourself, and you will also want to reward yourself financially. And this is purely because you will be at this perfect moment. You will be at this perfect time to actually do something really special for yourself, like a pamper yourself a little bit. But you will know that this is going to be so good, and you will know that this is just going to be perfect harmony for you as well, because you need to kind of make sure that you've got a work-life balance. You need to make sure that you have this balance right. What else I was going to say is just basically, by the end of this week, listen to me very carefully, yeah? By the end of this week, there is a whole new option going to be revealed to you. This is going to be mind-blowing as well for you. This is going to be very significant for you, because it's all about the new beginning, but it's also all about you, all about your own idea, and all about something that you started some time ago as well. It's the beginning of something very, very special, and it's the beginning of a meaningful experience and adventure. What is going to happen by the end of this week is going to literally change your life. Your whole view on life is going to change. Your whole view on happiness is going to change. And you're just going to find yourself like, oh my God, I just want to fly. I just want to do things. I just want to go do things. It is just going to be like a eureka moment. And you're going to like it. You're absolutely going to like it, because at the same time, you will just have you will have the right balance. You will have the right energy. You will want to take care of yourself. And also there is an important decision that you are going to make, and this decision that you are going to make by the end of this week can only be made by yourself, nobody else. Okay, nobody else. And another thing that I was going to say, by the end of this week, there is going to be a hermit moment that you are going to have. The hermit moment that you are going to have by the end of this week, it's actually going to make you being attracted to the certain crystal, or it's going to make you being attracted to the certain spiritual flower or spiritual object. I have seen this before, and I'm seeing it again, and this is so important, because that in itself is going to raise a certain vibration. Once you make a contact with this, once you make this particular energy, once you become the part of this particular energy, this is going to be the beginning of something new, which means that you're going to make a strong connection with something spiritual that is just going to be a message from above, message from your spirit guide, message from your guardian angels. Sometimes we just need a little bit of power. Sometimes we just need a little bit of vavavoom. Sometimes we just need a little bit of that direction. You are going to have a sacred direction. Sacred direction means that something sacred is about to become part of your life at the right time, when the dimension is absolutely right, which means a certain object or a certain crystal or a certain plant or certain, whatever you spiritually feel connected to, it's going to be revealed to you. And that in itself is going to start certain vibrations, which is on another hand just going to be the beginning of something really, really huge. I can't explain how important this is going to be, because this object is just going to kind of bring all sorts of things into your life. The bottom line is there is a wonderful progress that you are going to have this week, and it's going to be the beginning of a really wonderful, fantastic friendship as well. The beginning of fantastic friendship that you are going to have this week. This person is meant to be in your life. This person is meant to be part of your life. Somebody you haven't met before, but you are about to meet them. And sometimes friends are better than any lovers or any husbands or any wives. This person is going to change your life. A friend, a person that you are going to meet is not going to be anybody. It's going to be somebody that is going to have a perfect, absolutely perfect impact on your life, and it's only because it's somebody who you're going to meet again from your past life. A friend from the past life you're gonna meet again now, okay? And that is gonna be probably the hugest, the massive turning point for you, because at that moment in time this is going to be so huge, and it's going to reflect on your spiritual journey, that your spirit is going to raise on a whole new level, because you're going to learn through this person so much about yourself, about your life, and it's time to rediscover yourself, rediscover your life through friends. Okay, what else I was going to say, basically when it comes to your health, it is just a lower back, please, I'm keep on saying this again, lower back pain. So you just make sure that you're doing the right exercises. They're brilliant exercises for the lower back. Make sure that you sit in the right way, you sit correctly, make sure that you have a really good pillow. The pillow is so important, and to sleep on a side with a pillow in between your legs throughout the week would be perfect, because you let your back to actually relax in a certain way, because without the pillow in between your legs, your back would not be as relaxed. So this is just something that I highly recommend. And also vitamin D. The lack of vitamin D is absolutely super evident here. So just make sure that you're taking vitamin D supplements, maybe little tablets, like a natural tablets I'm saying, or eat lots of food with vitamin D. Or if you can go outside and get it through the sun, if you're able, it depends where you live, then do that. But most certainly there is going to be the lack of vitamin D that I need you to pay attention to. On another hand, when it comes to your partner, you're going to learn something very important about your partner, and your partner is just going to show their different face to you. You're going to like it because you're going to think that they're very, very clever, you're going to think that they're very intelligent, and they will want to do something so important for themselves, but it's going to be important for both of you. It's going to be start of something, and it's going to require your permission. And I think that you should go for it, because most certainly you should say, okay, it's okay, because most certainly this is to do with your partner's advanced development, and you should most certainly say it's okay. You should not stand in the way, because this is going to reflect on you both later on in a big way. Okay, for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingle, I can see you flirting like there is no tomorrow. I can see you meeting all sorts of people, but there is someone in particular here that is actually gonna become the part of your life here, but it's just gonna be the friend first, and then later on it's going to develop into something different. That's not the friend that I mentioned before. This is somebody completely different that is just gonna walk into your life at around the time when you're really busy, at around the time this week when you're at the busiest. You will not even notice them, you will not even know that they're there, but then later on they will reappear, but they're gonna appear like a little friend, somebody who's just talking a few words, blah blah, see ya, and then one step at a time it's gonna be that much closer until you both like this close. So just basically, yeah, this is what's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen. That person is gonna manifest at around the time when you're really busy, when you're focusing, okay, when you're not really expecting it. So it's going to be one step at a time. Now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about, of course, is going to be Aquarius. 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 My gorgeous Aquarius, your lucky number is going to be number 7. Number 7 is going to be a lucky number, highly spiritual number, highly powerful number, and it's also trying to let you know that there is going to be a surprise that you are going to have. The surprise that you're going to have, it's going to be connected to somebody who is in your immediate family. It's going to be like, oh no, this is what they can do. But then again, on another hand, it's not going to surprise you that much, because you just kind of subconsciously and maybe even consciously you knew what this person is kind of capable of. On another hand, this is absolutely mind-blowing week when it comes to you, because most certainly you will be able to enjoy what you have done so far. You will be able to kind of feel yourself and feel your life for the first time ever from such a beautiful perspective. You have been through storm, you have been through a lot, you have been dealing with a lot. I know you're in and out, Aquarius, you see, but it's just now it's the time to rest, now it's time to chill out, and now it's the time to enjoy your confidence, the confidence you deserve. You're very powerful, you're very charismatic, you're very different, you're very difficult to not to notice, you see, and once you get all this balance of energies quite nicely in a really nice and beautiful way, it is like bombastic, fantastic what a strong reflection and impact this will have on every single part of your life. But also sometimes if you're really crying, if you're sad, then that can be quite really strong as well. So basically it all depends about having the right balance, and if you're like having that right balance and you're using it towards like things like this, then you're gonna go so far like there is no tomorrow. The bottom line is this is going to be a great beginning because you're going to be able to relax, you're going to be able to chill out, and a couple of choices that are going to be rather interesting this week. Couple of choices that you're going to be presented by, and these both of choices are going to be good, both of choices are going to be brilliant, and both of choices are going to help you to deal with a certain issue and problem that you couldn't deal before, and you just need a little bit of confidence to actually deal with it. And also at the same time, this is just going to become like a really adventurous time for you as well, because you're going to rediscover something about yourself, what you like, through somebody else. Somebody else is also going to play an important role. Oh, there is a ghost spirit. Some ghost spirit is going to contact you this week. This ghost spirit has got M, something to do with letter M, like M, something to do with letter M. This ghost spirit is going to contact you, and this is going to be such an amazing information for you. You will have a spooky time. Please don't get me wrong, like not like spooky horrible, like but it's going to be spooky weird, spooky bizarre. So you're going to have some kind of sign, whether this is going to be through a tarot card, whether this is going to be through like you looking at the sky, whether this is going to be like when you're outside, maybe in the nature, like in the dawn, you know, like in the evening, maybe in the morning, like first thing in the morning, you know, it all depends. Like it is going to be the sign from the spirit that is going to shake you up a little bit, but in a good way. Don't get me wrong, oh, shaken, but it's just going to surprise you, and you will really know that this is something to do with the spirit. You will really know this is something to do with the spirit world, and also the smell is going to be very strong at the time, and the whole dimension is going to be really different. It is not only about the spirit contacting you, but this is going to be the sign. This is going to be an important sign for you, because it's going to be a very special message for you, and you will see at around the time this happens, the message is going to be that it's time to move on. And what is the time to move on from? You can only know yourself from your own personal spiritual journey, and you will know then when the time is right, when it actually happens. When you see the spirit, this is going to be absolutely obvious for you, and at the same time there is going to be something very youthful. Something youthful is going to be evident, and also it is the certain advice that was from some kind of spiritual leader, spiritual teacher that came to you, that something that you've been told. It's going to become really evident. Okay, it is going to help you to make a really big decision. It is going to help you to realize something really naughty about something and someone, and also it's going to help you to realize a certain secret, and this secret is going to be revealed. And the secret that is going to be revealed is going to help you a lot in order to move on from square number 1 to square number 2. Very soon you're going to make a decision, and no one else is going to be able to help you to make this decision apart from yourself. No one else is going to help you to to find the right balance in order to get closer to the truth. You can only do this yourself, one step at a time, following your own spiritual journey. Indeed. What else I was going to say? I'm so happy, you know, it's the moment of relaxation. This week you've been so busy, my lord, but this is the moment of relaxation that you are going to have with this week, the moment of rest. Three huge things are going to come to an end that will kind of preventing you to kind of reach your full potential and reach your full happiness. This is only because you had to go step by step on your spiritual journey, and this with this, the other people involved and things like that. When it comes to the actual practical and security, the worrying time that you it's actually came to an end, but you're doing absolutely great, but most certainly do not invest. Don't invest in this particular week. Actually, I wouldn't do like a really massive investment. This is the week for thinking. This is the week for focusing. This is the week for like waiting for the spirit to come through. I wouldn't invest this week because it's just if you invest, I'm not saying it's going to be really bad. It's going to be really negative, but it's just going to be like, it is not going to be the right vibration. It is not going to be the right energy, so you will maybe lose more than you would gain more. But if you invest just a week after, you're just going to be the part of the whole different dimension, which will bring you like inheritance, like prosperity, new beginning, and things like that. A completely different balance. And that's why I'm saying to work with vibrations is like, oh my lord, it's a God's gift, you know. To work with the right vibration, we can achieve so much more. If we ignore the right vibrations, we are not. Okay? And also, you know, let me tell you something. Well done. 7 is the actual apprenticeship. Listen to me very carefully, baby. What you're doing right now, there is something going to become evident. There's something else is missing, something further, something higher. The commitment to the task in hand is going to become evident. It's going to become life-changing indeed. That task in hand is just going to be like, ooh la la. Number 8 is very much strongly connected to it. Number 8 is all about prosperity. Number 8 is all about power. Number 8 is all about making right decision after a long amount of time. So absolutely fantastic accomplishment, apprenticeship. Oh my Lord. And this is for those of you that are already working. So something new option is going to become like absolutely important to you. Like there is no tomorrow. Watch this space. And for those of you that haven't got a job, that are looking for a job, please keep on looking for a job, because there is something super special going to come through. For those of you that are retired, it doesn't matter if you're retired, there is still going to be this task at hand, apprenticeship that you are going to have, which whatever you do, and most certainly it's going to reflect in your life. And it's going to make you a certain stage of your life available that wasn't available only 7 or 8 months ago. Okay. Oh, bravery. Do you know what? Let me just tell you something. Also, you will be very brave. You will be dealing with a certain problem, with a certain person that did something to you, and I've been mentioning this person for a while. So now you're going to have a really great moment this week, because you're going to have a super moment when it comes to your own power, when it comes to your own bravery. The bottom line is, if you want to talk to someone, if you want to if you want to talk to someone that you wanted to talk for a really long time, but they made you feel really uncomfortable, they just drain your energy. Sometimes people can be very negative, and they can just touch our vibration, edit our vibration a little bit by their negativity. They can be so strong, they can be so low, they can be so negative. You just want to stay away from them. And this is just for the most of the time, just stay away from them. But sometimes it's not that easy, because if we need to sort something out, then we need to sort something out. We need to be clever, like a little kitty. We need to be clever and sort this out. Okay, so there is the bravery that you are going to have, and that bravery I suggest you to use in order to deal with the problems, issues, and to talk to people who make you feel really uncomfortable this week. Throughout this week, this is going to be brilliant, especially for those like weird subjects, that we don't normally like. And that in itself is just going to be your moment, your enlightening moment. Seriously, this week is your enlightening moment. This week is your enlightening week. This week is your enlightening experience, because by the time you get to the end of the week, everything is going to feel different. Everything is going to feel completely different in such a way when you're going to feel enlightened with those situations and areas in your life that were kind of making you negative. And that is going to be really, really nice turnaround indeed. Okay, so what else I was going to say? Do you know what? When it comes to the actual health, you're going to need to, my babies, like boost your immune system a little bit and to improve your metabolism. Okay, so you're going to need to boost your immune system and improve your metabolism with green tea or peppermint tea or chamomile tea. So that is just so important, because this is why I see a little bit of negative energy, and this is something that you're really going to need to do to help you out in so many different levels. So boost your immune system and improve metabolism by drinking green tea, peppermint tea, or the actual chamomile. And if you don't want teas, then you can get a green tea, maybe capsules, for example. Just take a capsules instead. But if you do take a capsules, then you need to check with your doctor or check with your GP whether you can take these capsules, if this can interact with your existing medications or not, because only your doctor or your GP can tell you this. For those of you that are actually in relationship, it is just your partner is going to take a nice care of you this week. Your partner is going to do something for you. Your partner is going to surprise you by buying something to you, by getting something for you, and you're going to really, really like it, because you were never treated like that, and you're going to like it. And for those of you that are actually single and ready to mingle, I would run! No, it's not the right time to actually, someone not really good is going to be around you, somebody negative is going to be around you. Please. It's going to be a sexy person, a really good looking person, very radiant person in so many different ways, but I would just stay away from that person, because it's not somebody good. This person is not ready. They're having very heavy karma. They split up not that long ago, and their heart is still somewhere else. What more can I actually say? So just please try to stay away from this person, okay? So somebody's sadly going to become the part of the scenario this week, but I would stay away from them. Not the right person for you, my gorgeous Aquarius. Okay, and the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Pisces, you are going to have an incredible week this week. Oh my God. Actually, let me tell you something. This week is going to be your turning point. This week is going to be a major start. It is going to start with a life-changing option. It is not going to be a huge option. It is not going to be a massive option. It is not going to be like, oh my God, huge life-changing option, like big villa with like all gold inside. No, I don't mean like that. But I mean like the life-changing option, which is just going to seem like a tiny little thing, tiny little additional option, and it's connected to what you do, connected to what your skills are, connected to what you work as. Okay, so if you're working, so it's going to be like, connected to what you work. If you're looking for work, then it's going to be like an absolutely mind-blowing situation, mind-blowing job that you are going to have this week, you see. And it may not even seem like that. It may not even seem to start with. And this is where the trick is, and this is where the karmic moment is, and this is where your spiritual point is going to become very strongly evident here, because most certainly you are going to become a part of the competition. This competition that you are going to have is just going to be life-changing, because you will worry about it. You will be part of the competition, and it's to do with what you do, it's to do with your skill, it's to do with what you what you normally do, it was to do with what you normally focus, and it's also to do with what you really like doing. So it is going to be worrying time. I know that it's going to bring you down a little bit, and then it's going to make you worry a little bit, but then the bottom line is like, my God, this is what I was going to say, Pisces. It's the recognition, it's the massive, huge, absolutely enormous recognition that you are going to have by the end of this week. I'm so happy for you. I know lots of you were waiting for this for a really long time. Recognition is going to be life-changing. Recognition is going to be massive. It's just all that you love doing. It's going to raise all this beautiful energy around you, and it's also going to automatically make you to have a really wise choice. You're going to be able to make a really wise choice straight away, then and there, right out of it. You're going to feel proud of yourself. Your people in your life are going to feel proud of yourself, and that in itself is just going to be all about the actual you showing off yourself, and you enjoying your life, and you finally having this perfection and attainment that you wanted to have for a while. I can see you helping someone. I can see coming, like somebody is going to need your help, somebody who needs somebody who likes you, somebody who you like, somebody in your life is going to need your help, and you're going to go through, and that in itself is going to be a wonderful karmic moment. But on another hand, it is just a wonderful balance that you are going to have, and this is all about the good news. You're going to get a good news, and it's all about the gain, it's all about the advancement, and it's all about the absolutely life-changing promotion, recognition of abilities, and things that you wanted to happen. You see, it's the progress that you are going to have this week that is going to be life-changing, and also at the same time it is all about the motivation. At the same time, you will feel like about certain person that is motivating you, certain person is going to be the part of your mind, certain person is going to be on your mind all the time, and that is going to be absolutely somebody who is going to motivate you so much. This is the right person, good energy, powerful energy indeed. What else I was going to say, this is going to be like completely, when it comes to your own beginning, this is going to be huge, and the bottom line is absolutely an invitation. Certain invitation that you're going to have this week is also going to be something that is going to put a big smile on your face, which is going to surprise you. And on another hand, it is all about the opportunity that straight away after this, that opportunity is going to become available for you here, that is going to be literally life-changing. It is all about you and the next stage, you and the next level, you going through your own advancement. It is so good, because a certain authority is going to come through forward, and certain authority is going to give you a certain honor, and that in itself is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. It's just all about the success, you see, and all about you finding out and realizing this week that in order to make even more, you're just going to kind of find yourself being the part of such a situation where you will actually want to do more. You will want to do that extra in order to achieve that more, and that is going to become a new driving force, and that in itself is just going to give you so much to look forward to, and so much optimism, and the future planning as well is going to become quite evident, because you're going to kind of like start seeing certain parts of your future that you didn't see before. Okay. What else I was going to say, my gorgeous, gorgeous Pisces, it's basically when it comes to the actual health, you're going to need to pay attention to your immune system. Your immune system is going to be like a little bit low, so I would just please try to take like a holy basil to boost your immune system. It's called holy basil. So holy basil is just something absolutely brilliant, you know, to boost your immune system, but especially when it comes to you, my gorgeous Pisces, and especially when it comes to this week, and especially when it comes to your energy, the holy basil is going to be absolutely fantastic, because it's going to help in so many different ways, and it's going to help you also to flush out the toxins out of the system, and it's going to be absolutely perfect for you. On another hand, what else I was going to say, to see, it's for those of you who are actually in relationship, it's just all about balance, balance, balance. I really like it because it's a brilliant time for relationship, and I know there's something very special is going to happen in between you and your partner, like some kind of ceremony. It's going to take it's going to become evident, some kind of ritual, something that you will want to do in order to reward you and your partner and your relationship and your love and the freedom of emotions, like emotions, love. It's just going to become so beautifully evident that you will want to take this on the next level by rewarding each other. Absolutely fantastic week for those of you in relationships, because most certainly certain problem, it's also going to come to an end, certain resolution to the problem that you both kind of had, that you were kind of affected by. For those of you that are actually single, ooh la la, for those of you that are single, you're going to have a very special reconnection with your friends. You're going to have a reconnection with your friends that is going to happen because you will want to celebrate something. My babies, you will have so much going on this week, and you will want to reconnect with your friends, with the best people in your life, to actually celebrate a new stage coming through. And the stage is a new stage that is coming through in your life. It's also going to help you to deal with the certain problems, and that is going to help with the conclusion. That is going to bring you healing, satisfactory results, and also you will know that there's a compromise to make, but it's a good time to be happy indeed, because this is a step in the right direction. But the bottom line is, when it comes to you meeting someone, when you have reconnection with a certain people in your life that are really good friends of your life, that really good friends, there is someone that is going to inspire you, okay? There is someone that is going to become very significant. There is someone that is going to be different to so many people that you've met so far. That's exactly how you're going to feel. That person is going to come into your life, and then it's going to go, and then it's going to appear again, and then it's going to go, and then it's going to appear again, and then something is going to happen. There are a few different stages that you're going to have with this person, and this is just the beginning. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I absolutely love you all to bits. I'm sending you brightest blessings, healing, love, and light to all of you. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Love you all.